Before money existed, before banks, before any of the systems that we take for granted, there was trade. And trade is where the entire story of economics begins. Here is the simplest version of it. You have something I want. I have something that you want. We swap. Both of us are better off than we were before. That is trade. And it sounds obvious, but think about what it actually means. Here's the first thing that you need to understand. Nobody has everything. No person, no town, no country. Resources are limited. Time is limited. Skills are limited. Economists have a word for this. They call it scarcity. And scarcity is the reason trade exists. If everyone had everything they needed, there would be nothing else to trade. But nobody does. So they trade. If you are good at growing corn and I'm good at catching fish, we could each try to do both. You could spend half of your time trying to catch fish that you are bad at catching, and I could spend half of my time trying to grow corn that I have no idea how to even grow. We would both end up with mediocre corn and mediocre fish and a lot of wasted time. And here's the thing about wasted time. Every hour you spend badly fishing is an hour you did not spend growing corn, the thing that you are actually good at. That lost opportunity has a name. Economists call it opportunity cost. Every choice you make costs you the thing that you gave up to make. Or we could each do the one thing that we're actually really good at. You grow corn, I catch fish. We swap. Now we both have better food that we could have produced alone. When each person focuses on what they do best, economists call that comparative advantage. You would have a comparative advantage in corn, I have one in fish. When people trade based on comparative advantage, everyone ends up better off than if they had tried to do everything all by themselves. This is not just true for farmers. It is the engine behind every trade deal, every export, and every global supply chain on Earth. That is why trade exists. Not because people are generous, because it makes everyone better off. And here's what makes trade even more powerful. It does not just happen between people with different skills. It happens between places with different resources. Some places have things that other places do not. Hawaii has pineapples. Alaska has salmon. Texas has oil. Brazil has coffee. And Switzerland has mountains and apparently very good chocolate. No single place has everything. And almost every place has something someone else wants. So things move. Goods travel from the places that have them to the places that need them. Money, or something of equal value, travels back in return. That movement of goods between places is what we call trade. And it has been happening since the beginning of human civilization. Before money existed, people simply traded goods directly for other goods. A farmer traded grain for pottery. A fisherman traded fish for tools. Economists called this bartering. And it worked, until it got complicated. The problem with bartering is that both people have to want exactly what the other person has at exactly the same time. A grain farmer who needs pottery has to find a potter who happens to need grain at the exact moment that both of them are available. In a small village, that might work. In a growing civilization with thousands of people and hundreds of different goods, it quickly becomes impossible. That is the problem that money was invented to solve. But we will get to that later. The core idea, the idea that two parties can both benefit from an exchange, is the foundation of everything else in economics. When trade flows freely, both sides gain. When it stops, both sides lose. And when two places that never traded before suddenly start exchanging goods, everything changes. New foods arrive, new materials, new ideas, new diseases. History is full of moments when trade routes opened and changed the world forever. That is what economics is really about. The movement of goods, services, and eventually money between people and places. And the ripple effects of that movement across time. Speaking of good exchanges, head over to historyillustrated.com. I have free illustrations, coloring pages, and free President's Coloring Book with all 47 presidents hand-drawn. All of it for free. See you next time.